I haven't even watched the Meghan and Harry docuseries, and part of the reason is I just think I'll feel bad hearing them talk about what they've been through. And I've already talked about like how much hate Meghan Markle gets from someone like Bethany Frankel and just the media in general. But look at this. The way people publicly attack Meghan Markle with their whole face, just totally openly for all to see, no anonymity needed, because they're counting on the public hate for her. They really believe she's fair game because they see her as this woman of color who infiltrated the royal family. People are so mad that I can understand the sentiment that some BIPOC folks prioritize not spending time with white people during their free time. The time where everyone can be selective in who they spend their time with, because they're tired and need refuge from the demands of a white-centric society propelled by white supremacy, where whiteness is catered to and centered in everything. And this is their response. Instantly. It's not racist to not want to be around that, because we know that's at the tip of your tongue at the slightest slight you feel.
So I came across this Korean TikToker. I saw her on another video that someone made, and I had to go to her TikTok and watch them. And quite frankly, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. That to start, she didn't watch the Meghan and Harry documentary because she didn't want to feel bad. She didn't want to feel bad for Meghan because she's faced so much hate because she's a woman of color. And I believe, in fact, that Meghan Markle is a biracial, and to me, she looks more white than anything else, but I could care less what color her skin is. So this TikToker thinks that she's facing all of this hate because she's a black woman. And I know Meghan Markle in the past has played the race card, and because of her race, that's why the British people don't like her, and the royal family didn't accept her, and blah, blah, blah. And the royal family's the royal family. I know millions of people love them and adore them and follow them, and that's fine. That's not my thing. I really don't care what the royal family does because it has nothing to do with me and my daily life. But this lady she is nothing more than racist. She obviously does not like white people, and she believes, in my opinion, that segregation should come back. So I'm going to play another clip for you where she's saying that BIPOC people, they need safe spaces basically because they have to get away from white people for their own safety and mental health. Have a look.
So obviously, it's not the actual skin tone when we're talking about whiteness. It's the entitlement, privileges, microaggressions that white people indulge in because we live in a white supremacist society where whiteness is seen as the standard and catered to in everything that exists. In Hollywood, in government, in schools. And people will be like, you can't just base it off of that one racist person. When you're a person of color, it's never that one racist white person you encountered. The white superiority complex isn't everything you touch. It's never just one thing. And the way you carry yourself, your mannerisms, the way you speak, cumulative. And most white people are not actively fighting racism. So if BIPOC folks in their leisure time, because it's exhausting to be around that 24/7, want to be in the comforts of people that they trust, feel safe with, enjoy free time away from societal pressures of white dominance, which is constantly being pushed. It's not exclusionary. Some BIPOC folks enjoy a place of safe haven where whiteness is not centered. It's about nurturing and nourishing the wellness of BIPOC folks for once in their personal time and personal space out of the million other times where they cannot. If you can't understand the need for that or respect that, you're exactly the reason.
So yeah, she's not racist, but she certainly hates white people. Or should I say white people? The white supremacy and the white privilege. Does she have something stuck in her throat? Because she's the most painful person I've ever had to see when I go through TikTok because she is so ridiculous. But she says that white people are seen as superior to everyone else, the way they speak, their mannerisms. White people are catered to in Hollywood, in government, in schools, and they just need a place to get away from the everyday whiteness so they could feel safe away from it all. Well, what exactly are they trying to get away from other than their own racism? Because I have to imagine that when she's in a room with all of her racist friends, they're talking about the white race, which is crazy. Who's catered to? Hollywood people, maybe, because they're all bleeding hot liberals, so of course the government caters to them. But the government doesn't cater to everyday white people. Oh no, look what's happening in our country today. It's all about race, and we all know they want racial divide. So this woman, quite frankly, belongs on Joe Biden's cabinet because she would fit in perfectly. But it's not the skin color. No, it's not the skin color that bothers them. It's just everyday white people make her believe that we live in a white supremacist country and that every single white person is racist. And white people are not working to stop racism because white people aren't thinking about racism the way these people do. White people aren't all over the place talking about they don't like this color, they don't like this ethnicity. No. But the main reason you don't see that is because any social platform that a white person would go on, and if they ever spoke the way this TikToker does, they would be banned for life from every social media platform there is. Because obviously they would be labeled as racist and they would be labeled for hate speech and they would be done. Forget social media for that white person. But because this woman is Korean, it's okay for her to go on and say all white people are racist, all white people are white supremacists, all white people are catered to, etc., etc. This is the young people of today who believe this shit because they hear it from the government. This is what the government advocates. They want racial disparity. They want racial tension. They do not want racial harmony. So for social media apps to allow speech like that from this Korean woman is doing nothing more than promoting racism. I don't need to get away from people of a different skin color or ethnic background because I don't care. I'm not out trying to stop racism because I'm not racist and no one I know is. It doesn't bother me. But it seems to bother these people, so they have to get their 15 seconds on social media to spew their hatred. And the media companies, the mainstream media, the social media companies, big tech in general, they are all on board with it. But again, they would stop a white person in their tracks for spewing that kind of racial hate on their platforms if that was the case. But there's nothing we can do about it because this is the country we live in. And the President of the United States is all on board with this because he'll be the first one to say that white people are white supremacists. He said it more than one time. So that's where these people get this from. So they're just going to put it out there as much as they can. So more people could think, oh shit, every time I see a white person, they're going to be a racist. Are they going to do something to me? It's absolute nonsense, but it's never going to stop until the so-called leaders of our country change the way they speak about the American people. This woman, I don't know her name. I don't care to know her name, but she's making a name for herself, if you will, because she's spewing all her racial hate and everybody jumps on board with it. The BIPOC people need a safe space. They don't need a safe space from me or anybody I know. So I don't know what the hell she's talking about. It's just absolute nonsense. And this shit just needs to stop. Or these big tech companies need to stop promoting this because that's exactly what they're doing. So as long as they promote it, it's always going to be out there. And there never, ever will be racial harmony because of this kind of speech. And that's it. And that's my opinion. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. Share this video with someone if you will. I'd appreciate that. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. And I'll see you real soon with something else. Have a great day.